Ladies and gentlemen, it is another episode of Mask Off Podcast, episode 137. And this is our rendition of Black History, Black History Month. It's upon us, so this is what we're doing. It's Black History Month. Mind, and I'm gonna check Malachi about this when he comes on. It is episode 137, not episode 136. Episode 137, Black History. And it's another week, man. It's another week, and we doing big things. And you may be wondering, where's the young boy? I'm gonna let you know he's en route. He should be on the way, and this is what we're doing till we get there. Till he gets here. So for those who don't know who I am Big Tone. Nice to meet you. For those who are new, and greetings, salute for those who are not new. And this is Mask Off Podcast. We are here every Friday at 9 p.m., giving the people what they want. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest. I got a brother named Aaron Hightower from Live, Laugh, and Enjoy. And if you don't know what Live, Laugh, and Enjoy is, stay tuned. You will definitely find out later within the show. I'm excited. I'm excited to have this guy on, man. When I first met this brother, I was in awe. I was like, yo, that's so super dope what you do. It's so super dope that it's not a lot like you. It's so super dope that you are a brother doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So just stay tuned, and he'll be coming. He'll be on screen later on within the show. You know how we normally do. We start the episode off, and Malachi and I we talk about our week, we talk about our day, we talk about some of the things that may have transpired that may have been conflicting in our week. So I guess because I'm here, I'm the only one here. I guess the only thing to do is to start it off, and I give the people what they want. So how was my week? My week was my week was pretty cool, man. I got no complaints in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Um, Monday through Friday, man, I pretty much, stuck on course to get the job done. Whether it's go to work or either do things at the house. You know what I mean? So I stuck on course to do that. I have to admit, man, it gets hard. It gets hard sometimes. I was telling a coworker, like, one of the biggest things about getting started is getting out of the house. And like I know, it's been a really, really cold week. So one of the biggest challenges is getting out of the house. Oh yeah, this is one of the things that I do want to mention, and this is clearly my fault. So I'm owning this. I'm accepting it, and I'm bringing it in. Like, this week, man, was one of the most frigidest weeks I've ever experienced in my 43 years of existence. When I say frigid, I mean like my fingertips. I felt like they were going to fall off. My toe tips, I felt like they were going to fall off. And I couldn't understand why I couldn't understand in my car, it was frost in my car. Everything was cold. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was working. I'm turning on the air. It's blowing cold air in the car. I felt like I was a moving Arctic breeze. That's how cold it was. And I get to work. I have to, like, hurry up, run in and unthaw. And I'm telling my coworker, and shout out Shout out to my coworker, man. He was like, "Yo, you ever thought about maybe you need to check your antifreeze, or when the last time you had a oil change and all this stuff?" And I said, "You know what? That's a bright idea. Maybe I need to do that." So I go to the place to get an oil change, because at first I thought it was gonna be something major. I thought my temperature gauge had went out, and because it was just blowing cold air. Come to find out, man, dude, he lifted up my hood, and he pulled out my air filter. My air filter was horrible. It looked like somebody scraped the teeth of it with like dirt. My oil was all messed up. It was no antifreeze in there. Whole time I'm thinking I'm good to go, until they got me together, man. Like soon as they did everything they had to do, it felt like I was in a sauna. It was so hot. I was blowing hot air all on my face. I took every bit of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? I can't even get mad because of the fact that, you know, if it's hot, I don't care. I want to feel all this heat, because I didn't have that this week, and just to come back on top, knowing that, I didn't have to spend an extra amount of money, man. I was pretty thankful about that, because every time you look around, man, it's always something. I was walking into work singing Jeffrey Osborne, you know what I'm saying? What's that song with Jeffrey Osborne I was singing? Uh I can't think of it right now. It'll come to mind later, but I thought it was done. I was like, you know what? All I gotta do is just get through this winter. Then I find out the Greyhound, not Greyhound, but Greyhawk, he looked at his shadow. So I think that meant that it was going to be 4 more weeks of winter. So it's like, damn, I gotta do something. Pesky groundhog. You know what I mean? So I am 100% thankful, blessed that it was something minute that should have been taken care of before. You know what I mean? And you know what? I just want to say that I've been pretty blessed with Gigi. That's what I call my vehicle, Gigi. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed in that regard, man. Like that baby could have been broke down on me a long time ago, but it's holding up, and I'm thankful, man. I'm completely thankful. You know what I mean? Other than that, man, everything good on the home front. Everything cool on as far as work related. Today I tried some Thai food for the first time. I've never had Thai food in my life, so that was very very interesting, because of the fact that that thing was hot, flaming hot Cheetos. Woo wee. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know it was just a remake. Well, what I had was like fried rice, and they put pineapples in it. That was new. I ain't never had no fried rice with pineapples in it. It was pineapples, cashews. Um, it had shrimp and steak in it. Some like green sprouts, some peas. You know what I mean? And it was pretty good, man. I was taken back by it. You know what I mean? I was like, well, if this is what Thai is, and it had that kick to it too. You know what I'm saying? I got the mild version. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't playing around with that deep heat. I got a little mild with it. So it was pretty cool, man. I can't ask for nothing, man, other than good stuff. This week, man, on the home front, as far as eating wise, I tried another place out, Ganella's. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but it's a hoagie spot that I didn't know anything about in the city. Ganella's. I think that's the name of Ganelli's or Ganella's. And I went there. You can get all these layers of meat. You know what I mean? It was good. They got fresh raw onions too. And I'm eating this joint at work, and my area smelled like bag of a bag of musty onions, but that hoagie was good. You know what I mean? So this week I just experienced a lot of good things, man. And I'm definitely if I'm recommending that if you guys have not been there, it's Ganella's or Ganelli's or something like that. So check that out. What's up, Danny? I see you in the chat. Ty is the truth. Welcome, Danny. Ty it. Well, look, I've never had pineapples with shrimp fried rice. You know what I mean? And that was an experience. That was definitely an experience. So, I was taken back by that. The sweetness and the crunch of the cashew and the pineapple. That was mind blowing. You know what I mean? Will I do it again? I think I will do it again. That's something I got to talk to DJ Touch about. See if she on board with that. You know what I mean? Um, what's popping? What's popping? Um, I love it. I always get mild. Yeah. I don't know if I can handle with that real hot stuff. That real hot stuff is when I had that mild, I had the water on deck. I was ready. It was either gonna be water or bust. So when I bit into it, the heat hit me like, oh God, oh God. Woo. Ugh. I took that thing down, man. I took it down. That water was halfway gone. Like I ain't trying to feel that deep heat, man. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty much at this point, man. I'm waiting for my young boy to come on. We normally do the motivational minute, but since we already in the show, we like 12 minutes in the show. I think I'm gonna bring my guest on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring my guest on, and I'm gonna have him rock out with us. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting straight to it. You know what I mean? When the young boy gets here, he'll do the motivational minute. We'll go backwards to forward, we'll go forward to back, but either way it go, I want to bring on a very, very special guest, man. This gentleman, man, like I said at the top of the show, he's very important to what's going on in the community. He's very important to what's going on with our kids today, man. And when I saw him do his thing, I was taken back by this brother, man. Uh, the gentleman's name is Aaron Hightower, and I believe he's the CEO of Live, Laugh, and Enjoy. And I'm gonna bring this brother on, and here we go. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey man, and I'm just telling the people a little bit about you, bro. Maybe you can give us a little bit more. The name of the organization is Live, Laugh, and Enjoy. What exactly is Live, Laugh, and Enjoy?
So Live, Laugh, and Enjoy was just a title that came up for puppet, for my puppet shows. It came my from my mom. She decorated. She was decorating, our little guest room, TV room, and she had a uh, she had a stand that says "Live and Laugh," and I said. That would be a good name. That would have a good name to go together. So um, one day when somebody asked me when is the name of your show or what do you call your show, and I didn't know at the time, but then a few minutes later I said I'm gonna name it Live, Laugh, and Enjoy. So uh, just something that was kid friendly and a name for my puppet show. So that way people ask, you know, the name of my puppet show. So really how it that's really where it came from. So
So I didn't really do a good job of introducing what you do. So
oh
to be clear, Mr. Aaron Hightower, you are a puppeteer, correct?
yes.
Okay. Um, how did you get involved in being a puppeteer?
I got involved in being a puppeteer since I was five. About really, actually, yeah, I could say around 5 years old. I always had an obsession with Sesame Street. I always had an obsession with the Muppets and this show called Bear in the Big Blue House, and you know, and everything that was just Disney as well. That had puppetry and had cartoons. I had that love for that more than the NBA and the NFL.
Oh
So
wow.
puppetry, yeah. So yep. So it just I never grew out of that. I never grew out of puppetry. I never really grew out of liking puppets, and never grew out of uh, watching Sesame Street, watching the Muppets, and even when I was getting older, like 7, 8, 9, 10, I was still in love with watching it now, but I would go hide and watch it, where nobody was watching me. Um, and eventually, people started to figure out that I was still in love with that, and they're like, aren't you a little too old for that? Aren't you want to go play some sports or something? Or go hang out with friends or something? And I had my run-ins with it, and I was like, yeah, no, no, I this is what I want to do. Um, but also, and then once my dad started figuring out, my parents started figuring out that I was, I still was in love with Muppets and uh, different Disney characters. My dad gave me a Muppet Show DVD case, uh, and I think he bought it for like Christmas or my birthday. But as soon as he bought it, that whole day I just watched all those episodes, and there was a behind the scenes episode where a guy named Jim Henson, that's the creator of the Muppets and the creator of Sesame Street, taught you how to make a puppet and how puppets work. And I thought it was so fascinating. I thought it was so cool. And once I saw that, I was like, yeah, I want to be just like that when I get older. You know, I want to be just like Jim Henson, just making people happy, bringing joy to kids. And to this day, his work is still carried on. Sesame Street is still on TV.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I'm
I,
gonna take a quick pause right quick. My young boy is here, so we're gonna bring
Yo,
him in. You know what I'm saying? But we can keep it going.
yeah, keep rocking.
Malachi, this Aaron Malachi.
What up, Aaron?
how you doing, man?
My main man, 100 grand, man. What's up with you, brother?
Good, good, good.
Oh, you went to Monroe?
Oh no, I didn't go to Monroe. No. Uh-uh.
He on one. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep asking you questions about it. I know you said your peoples was like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Why don't you go outside and play? You know what I mean? How was that transition? Was it an embarrassing transition, or I know black people. I know me myself. You know what I mean? Like I used to love watching Mr. Dress Up and all that stuff, and I would watch it. It'd be part of my morning routine if I ain't go to school. You know what I mean? It'll
Yeah,
be Mr. Dress Up, Curious George, and then it'll top off with Sesame Street. You know what I mean? I'd be like 11, 12 watching Sesame Street. I'll be singing the songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Some of the relationships on there, when I got, start getting older and start getting to opposite sex, I start questioning, like, what the hell really Bert Nerdy on? You know what I mean? Like, what's really good? I'm not really feeling that, you know what I mean? But they just roommates.
yeah.
Boom.
That's really all it is, though. That's their roommates. It never went any further than that. But to answer your question, though, it wasn't really so much. It really wasn't my parents that were like that. At first, my dad was. At first, though, when my dad was like, what do why, he wondered why I was still liking that. I was still, in love with Sesame Street, love with Disney characters, like Mickey Mouse. I was a big fan of him growing up. Still do to this day. But that he was kind of wondering that why, why am I still holding on to that? but then he was like, okay, let me just see where it's going to take him. And next thing you know, when I was in 8th grade, I was 14 years old. That's when I really found out that that's what I wanted to be, is a puppeteer. Um, so and he finally understands, like, okay, I see why he was like Sesame Street for so long. I see why he liked Disney for so long, because it's turning, it was gonna turn into a career. So
You know what? We got a tendency, especially parents, because I'm a parent. I got a 15-year-old, and he's obsessed with gaming and video gaming. And people be like, all he do is play the game and da da da. And I'm like, well, I play the game too, but I do other stuff. You know what I mean? And I
yeah,
think because growing up at my time, we wasn't foundationally grounded in video games and stuff like that. So I would be outside playing basketball, playing football, doing stuff with other people. That social component. But he's immersed in it, and he communicate with people. He got everything, online. So I kind of try, just like your parents, I try to see where this is going to go. You know what I mean? Is he going to go into coding? Is he going to try to figure out what it's going to do? Because for me to block his path, and I think that's a beautiful thing your parents didn't do. They didn't deter you and block your path. They trying to help you and kind of see what it was going to do.
yeah, yeah. And also, my mom kind of, she didn't really stop me from well, she didn't have how can I say it? She didn't really stop me from, like, liking Disney, or liking Sesame Street. Matter of fact, I had a lot of Disney character dolls, like Mickey Mouse, Goofy, uh Winnie the Pooh, Tigger dolls. After school, that me and my brother did since 5th grade. We will, after school, we'll just play with those dolls and just uh use our imagination and just come up with episodes. We did that every day after school.
That's,
Um,
that's so dope.
my mom saw that, but she just, allowed it to happen. She didn't dismiss it. She wasn't like, you're too big for that, Aaron. You want to start getting it. We're gonna have to give this away. She was never like that. She just went along with it, and then, once she starts seeing that it was going to turn into a career, you know, now she's like, I'm glad that I let you. I didn't stop that from. Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't stop you. I'm glad that I didn't stop your vision. I didn't, you know, kill that dream, though.
That seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the seed was growing from when you was young, and it's something about it when you are first exposed to what your purpose is. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's really on the parents to, like, see that, like, to look ahead, like, no, it's something with this, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just he ain't just playing, like, it's something there. And that's a lot of times our gifts are birthed through that. But if you're not aware of that as a parent or as a leader, to, like, push towards those things, they will be missed, or you will be guided in another direction that's normal. Like, nah, you need to just get a job, you need to learn a trade. Like,
yeah, yeah,
anything can be made money off of, you know what I'm saying? Anything can be a purpose.
yeah. Exactly. I totally agree. Yeah, because it, and also, I also, at that time, I discovered that I was, always great with kids. Though I was always
Mm,
great with just entertaining kids, and also just putting smiles on babies' faces, making little funny cartoon noises.
yeah,
And uh, that really helped with what I was doing too. And that's when my parents and me just figured out, oh yeah, he's great with kids, naturally great with kids.
hmm,
So that's another thing I wanted to add in there too. So
that's good.
That's what
Yeah,
that's
shout,
what's up.
shout out to your parents for watering that gift, man,
Yep.
versus drying it out, man. That's important. Like, the fertile ground got to be fertile, and you got to be watered. You know what I'm saying? If you're not showering your children with love and with care and understanding that it's okay to like what you like, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's so important, man, because it builds you a foundation to be able to flourish as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, like I was telling Anthony earlier, I'm not sure if you were there, but yeah, I tried to hide it at first that I was uh, that I love Sesame Street and I love Disney, and you know that me and my brother would just be playing with dials after school, coming up with episodes using our imagination. Um, but pretty much when me and my brother did that, we did that all day. Like when no school, uh, when you know we would just it was almost like little Saturday Night Live sketches that we did, or
Mm,
if you ever watched the Muppet Show, how they have their show set up a certain way. Uh, Me and my brother just mimicked that, and we just did that, you know, every day. It was
wow.
even do content now. You know, the style that the way I do my puppet shows. You know, he's a really big help because we've been doing that since we were little. So
That's what I was going to ask you. So, are you just doing puppeteering by yourself, or is it a family business? Like, is your brother like a big influence in helping you creating sketches and skits for your show, or how does that work? And also, one more thing, uh, I thought it was important for you to be on the show this week because we talking about Black History and it's Black History Month, and I
mm,
thought it was important. I want to touch on how as a Black entrepreneur doing what you're doing, what's some of the things that you're running into that we may not know about? Are there more like you, or is you and a handful of people that looks like us that's bringing out images that look like us? Expound on that for us, if you mind.
oh yeah. So it's it's not a lot of black puppeteers. Um so I'm still just looking for like different different puppeteers. Um and pretty much I just started, pretty much I started I actually just jumped, just took a leap of faith during the summer, quit my full-time job to, work on puppetry full time.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah.
Because I was at this daycare. I was working at this daycare full time, and I just was ready to be done. I heard a knocking on my heart. That was like, yeah, it's time to go. It wasn't in me anymore to, keep working at a daycare. But then I was also fighting it like now. Uh, so so yeah, so when I finally listened, I actually, I took that leap of faith and just did it though, just uh worked on more scripts, just trying to find work, trying to book shows, going to different schools, uh going to different daycares, just handing out my cards to people.
Mhm.
Um and Yeah, so pretty much answering answering the first question that you asked me, uh my brother also plays my brother and my dad and my friends uh play a big role uh of my business right now because my brother edits my videos and he plays some of the characters on my shows. Um and he gives me a lot of good advice that I don't know about, or he'll help me with just typing my scripts and making it in script format. So he gives me bright ideas with that. And my dad ideas too, and he also plays a few characters as well. So and my friends, a couple of my friends that I got on my puppet shows on YouTube uh, were able to play characters as well, and they were being able to have fun. Uh, but my dad is the one. My dad and my brother are the visuals. They can really just see the vision. They can really just help. My dad will also help with with the scripts. He'll just help me to make sure I have no spelling errors, and uh, he would just as say, yeah, let's change this around and let's add this. I think this will be funny. And my dad also he does some editing as well because he does. Him and my brother are really good at technology, and really great with editing and doing graphics. So that really helps though. So I'm not the only one doing this on my own. So I do have help though. But when I'm doing live performances, it's mainly me and my dad that's doing it though. So it's sort of like a family business, but um, technically it's just, well, I guess you can say it's a family business as well, because my brother and my dad are really the biggest supporters and the biggest help that I have. So I hope that really answered your question.
Definitely did.
Yeah, I want to. I mean, first of all, that's amazing that you got your family to have your back and also working with you. You feel
Yeah,
me? That's huge, and keeping the business in the family, literally family business. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's those foundational relationships that we have is our immediate family, our fathers, our mothers, our brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Oh, those are our first lessons of coexisting and interacting with people. Period. You feel me? They just happen to be our relatives. So working in that dynamic, I think that's great, first of all. And black families sticking together, working together, we need more of that. You know what I'm saying? We need more of that that support. You know what I'm saying? And then also that accountability to say, hey, this is kind of we let's tweak this a little bit. I know what you had going, but we can take this to the next level. And you being comfortable in yourself to take that advice. So
yeah.
that speaks a lot. But I do want you to talk about the leap of faith that it took to step out full time. Like, you feeling that knock, you kind of answering towards it, then you finally jump. What are some of the things that you dealt with, both that helped you and also that kind of were some adversity of being a full time creator now?
Um, the thing that helped me really was just my my dad again. My dad before I even did it, I had a conversation with both of my parents. Um, I told my mom, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to d- pursue my dreams full time. Um, and she was like, okay, well, of course, my mom was like, well, kind of, well, just make sure you have something, just to fall back on. But I didn't really want to do that. I didn't really want to work no more jobs. I wanted to just strictly uh, focus on my dreams. But the way I had thought it was gonna go was, as soon as I leave this job, I'm gonna be booking my own shows. They're gonna come like this. Uh, I'm gonna be getting different calls, and I'm still gonna have money flowing in. This is gonna be a breeze.
That
But that,
sounds familiar.
yeah, so that's what I was thinking though at first. But also, I told my dad about it, and he was like, "Okay, that's fine." He said, "That's what I would have wanted, when I was younger." So
Wow.
he
That's
said,
dope.
As
"So
in that's what he
Good
wish
to
he would
hear,
have
right?
did himself, you saying?
yeah, if my
Wow.
dad had somebody, like him that encouraged him just to jump, he would have definitely did it. But he didn't have anybody to do
Push.
that, so he's doing that for his kids, me and my brother. Uh,
Wow.
That's
so
an inspiration, man, to
That
hear.
is.
That's an
yeah,
inspiration.
oh, most definitely, yeah, yeah. He,
I was explaining to Mr. Hightower earlier. My mom told me once I hit 18, get to push it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it changed me. You know what I mean? It made me more dependent on myself. But if I would have had that push, I would have been able to take time and really gather what the hell I really want to do in life instead
Yeah.
of working job to job to job to job to job to job. You know what I mean?
Because you got to keep the money coming in, right?
You got to
Yeah.
keep the
yeah,
money coming in.
yeah, and that
Man,
was really a thing that was hard that I did during the summer though, because again, the way I thought it was gonna go didn't go up, didn't turn out the way I wanted. It didn't turn out the way I wanted to go during the summer. I was like constantly just asking. My dad would give me money, and my parents would give me money as well. But I was so used to having my own money and
Mhm.
so used to just buying for my own, buying my own groceries, giving my own gas, buying the stuff that I enjoy, that I desire, that mentally I had to mentally just learn that, okay, it's not like that, right, just for right now. You just gotta, right now you're on a grind mode, and that was very hard. It was very hard. um
Wow. I'm smiling because we had this conversation, Malachi and I. We had this
Yeah.
conversation like
yeah,
shows ago about
Yeah.
his life and his transition. You know what I mean? With acting and comedy. You know what I mean? So it's wow. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, oh wow, yeah. So but it was
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. Man, that's a great age. I'm 27 myself.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, you stay with your parents still, or you got
Yeah, I'm still staying with parents. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
still.
So do I. So do I. And honestly, man, I up until this point I wasn't ready. You feel me? I thought I was, but I ain't have the mental fortitude, the discipline, the consistency to even be completely on my own. Like I wasn't ready. You feel me? So me having this time from 18 to now 27 of just development. You feel me? And this is my 10-year anniversary of 10-year reunion. From graduating high school. I graduated in 2013. So
Oh wow, I was in ninth at that time.
you was in ninth grade.
I was in ninth grade.
Oh wow, yeah.
look at you,
So
old head.
yeah, man, I'm out here, man. Jack, even man, these Jacks don't know about it, man. I'm trying to tell them, man. Nah, but me having that cushion to fall back on my parents, having the advice and also the financial support, I've been pretty much sustaining myself as far as like making my own money. You know what I'm saying? But the whole overall thing where it's not all on me to take care of myself, you know what I'm saying? Being able to come home and just be able to eat. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
like, you know
Well,
what
you
I'm saying? Like
you ain't
that
got
goes a long way.
or you ain't got to worry about no rent or no water or no electric. I understand. Plus, I was telling Anthony, earlier before the show uh that it's different though.
It
Uh,
is whole different ball game.
yeah, it's totally different. Like rent is really high. Gas is really high. Everything is just very high now. So
Groceries, yep.
yeah, so like, and I told him, when I get out, I want to be able just to still make sure that I'm gonna be able to afford where I'm live. I know I will, but be able just to keep up with everything, being able just to manage with everything, so I wouldn't have to go back to my
Hmm.
parents. Because the
Hmm.
just to leave. Once I'm gone, I'm leaving. There's no coming back. That's the whole plan, though.
Absolutely. And once you take your time, you can build a proper foundation. So now you know the ebbs and flows. You know the how the business runs. You know how you gonna have moments of down where you gotta now we gotta market even more. You know what I'm saying? Because as an entrepreneur, because I haven't had me personally, I haven't had a job in some years now, like at least 6, 7 years.
Oh,
Full time hustle. Just entrepreneurial acting, comedy, business, just finding the ways to bring the numbers in. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
So me now I know how to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? I know what to do in down seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to go find it, and without this time it would have been a lot tougher. I would have figured it out, but it would have been a lot tougher. And so now I understand, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game now. So I'm grateful, man. And that's we need to other cultures do this. And like you said, Tone, we talked about this before how other cultures operate when their children turn 18. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we be ready to get rid of because they see it as a burden. Like you just another mouth to feed. You know what I'm saying? You need to be bring. You know what I'm saying? Like just set up to where of course you got to contribute. I ain't saying just be a bum out here.
right.
You got to contribute, but it don't be time because we don't even at 18 you don't even know who you are. You feel
Yep.
me?
Yeah.
I think a lot of that comes from too, like I think slavery too. So they want them to get out and be self-sufficient and don't have to depend on nobody. But I think as creators, that's creators don't operate like that.
You can't.
We need space to create.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna
yeah,
be honest with you. One of my many regrets in life is not being able to be in a position where I can create. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Because you face with challenges in life, like, yo, oh God, I got these bills, I got that bill, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So all my creativity goes what? On the backside.
yep.
mm,
You know what I
Because you
mean?
got to
So
work.
I
yeah,
gotta work. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm at a job I don't like. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm somewhere with somebody I don't want to be around, and I get to get mad. I cuss somebody out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that
yeah,
creative outlet is shut down, and I'm in work
Stifle.
mode. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
Because
envy
you,
that. You know what I mean? That you have that ability to still be a creator when it's in the prime time of being creative. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
soak
yeah.
yeah.
that up, bro. Soak it up.
I love it. And I think it's good that, I mean, with this being Black History Month, we should have named this episode Black Boy Joy. That would have been a dope episode. But
Yeah,
with it being Black History, and like you said, OG, from us coming from slavery, we coming from trauma. You feel me? That's 400 years of traumatic experience. You feel me? So it's being passed down to generation to generation. Ariel, what's up? Um, Passed down for generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we not really knowing how to heal from that fully. You know what I'm saying? And it shows up in these different ways through our history. So us kind of creating a different lane, even where the world is now with content creating, and a lot of these platforms empowering content creators, I think it's like turning the tide and changing the narrative, because now they cutting checks like YouTube, Facebook, Google. They're cutting checks
yeah,
for content creators now. So it's like you can show your parents ways that you can be a gamer, you can be a puppeteer, you can be a comedian, you can be a social media influencer, and it's proven fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? They cutting real checks for this. So I think it's just great that we are having a time to turn the history around to where we can flourish and thrive as a people together. You know what I'm saying? Collectively as Black men. You know what I'm saying? That's big. I think it's
Well,
huge.
what I'm finding too is it's becoming more or less resistant for people that's older than me now. They're being less resistant to
The
what this
ideas.
generation is doing because they see the ways of their ancestors and their parents. It's not working. It don't
Yeah.
work like that. Like you have
Nah.
to adjust to the times. You can't. Well, you need to finish school, get a career, da da da
right.
da da. Da. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I can speak for myself. Like my daughter graduates in June, and her mother and I, we kept asking her, "What you want to do?" And she's like, "I don't know what I want to do." And then
You don't. At
I
18, you
I
don't.
had to catch myself because like, well, you better figure out what you fucking want to do. You know what I mean? And then I thought about it. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was her age either. I just knew I wanted to get out of my mama's house because my mama was telling me I need to get out of her house. I mean, so now it's not necessarily pressure for you to go out. It's like, yo, I don't care if you stay. Just figure out what your lane is going to be.
You got to figure it out though. It's not
But
a like you said. It's
you
not a
got to figure
pressure.
it out. But you got to
Yeah.
figure out something.
You got to figure out
Yeah,
something. And
yeah,
we learn through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? All right, get a job at McDonald's. That's gonna teach you a lot about yourself, because you do need to make some money, but it'll show you like what lane you fit in. Like, okay, I like the food industry. Okay, what do you like about the food industry? You know what I'm saying? We can guide you towards something versus you all on your own, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah.
I feel
And
like
I
that, I feel like that messes with kids anyway though. That will just
absolutely.
really well mentally mess with it because it's like okay, so you're throwing me out and it just feels like I have to be out by a certain age, and it makes them have anxiety as well. So like, how am I gonna take
Absolutely.
skills? How am I gonna do this? Because they're just, my dad told me, because I used to think that too, because I saw, I heard people I went to school with, they were going through that process. and I thought I had to go through that process as well. And my dad was like, like you guys said, you just discovering yourself. You're from school, so y'all are just learning. Y'all can't I feel like parents can't really just slap them with adult life and like, I'm done raising you. I did my job, or you got to take care of me now. I feel like that's crazy though, because
Yeah.
you know they're still kids. They're still kids.
Real
Uh,
talk.
you know, and they still want to have fun. They still want to be living their best life too. But they shouldn't be having to pay bills at that time. They shouldn't be having to find a full-time job, just because you feel like you did your job.
Mm-hmm.
They say you don't really know who you are until you turn 35, I believe. That's what they say.
35?
I heard it was 35.
Wow.
Really?
But I don't know. I mean, I know people over 35 who still don't know who they are.
Come on. Come on.
But
Because maturity isn't an age. You know
no,
what I'm
it's not.
saying?
No, it's not.
Like,
You know what I mean? But what I want to tap into is, before we get up out of here, we really didn't do a lot of what we were supposed to do. But
yeah, it
I'm not
went
judging
somewhere else, but
nobody. You know what I mean? I'm not judging nobody.
it's
But
all
what
good.
I want to talk about is the sketches that you do with your comedy, with your the sketches you do with your puppets. Are
Yeah.
they all like hee hee ha ha, happy go, or are they like filled with today issues? Like, let's take for instance what's happening in the media today with the cops and Tyree Nichols, and I just want to just touch on that. Do you do things that reflect real life circumstances and situations, or it's like, oh my god,
Uh, well, absolutely. I reflect on both. I make content that kids can relate to, like fear. Like I'm getting ready to work on a show called Fear. I teach kids about overeating. I have did I did content on racism in America. So yeah, um, I uh I teach kids what they can relate to, But more importantly, though, this I was trying to get this off for a while. My lead character, is a black little boy. So,
mm,
and I made him. I definitely wanted him to be black on purpose, because I want to see another black kid. I want to see black kids, especially black little boys, being able to watch something that they can relate to. Oh yeah, I can relate to this. I can relate to bullying. I can relate to people that have pride. And what I mean by pride is just people that just have a big ego, feel like, ain't nobody gonna mess with me, having that big ego on their shoulder, feeling like they know it all. I have did content on that as well. Um, so yeah, it's both though. I do shows that kids are able to relate to, and I make them laugh at the same time.
Wow.
So that way, I'll be able just to mix that in, mix entertainment and education, and being able to mix real life issues what we go through on a daily basis, what kids go through on a daily basis.
okay,
So that it can just be something to relate to. I didn't really want my content to be all he. I didn't really want that because Sesame Street is not all hee hee ha ha. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they teach on real life issues. They are starting to expand now. Like they added two black puppets on there.
I didn't
Uh,
know that.
yeah, they got two black puppets on there now, and they talk about
Okay, Sesame Street.
issues with in Black America. They have made
Wow.
about that. They added a puppet with autism, so they're starting to relate to kids that have autism. Uh,
Wow.
Yeah, they have an Asian puppet as well. So they just, they're expanding. They're just teaching kids about different cultures.
I
Uh,
love that.
and one of the reasons why I also really love Sesame Street is because it's very diverse. And, you know, the creator, Jim Henson, I can tell that he wasn't a racist. He wanted
Mhm.
everybody because all those Muppets, all the Sesame Street characters are different colors. Elmo's red, Big Bird's yellow, Cookie Monster's blue, the Count is purple, Kermit the Frog is green, Miss Piggy's pink.
I think they designed that on purpose. Like the color is supposed to fill the mood. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what that was about. But while you speaking about Jim Henson, I just want to go to. Do you have any shout outs or plugs that you want to do before we get ready to close this thing on out?
Um, Probably just shout out to my family and friends that have helped, that are helping uh with my content, and yeah, pretty much it.
Where
Uh,
can
Yeah.
we see your content at?
uh, you can see my content on YouTube. So just type in "Live, Laugh, and Enjoy" on YouTube, and on Instagram, and Facebook, which is my name, Aaron Hightower. Uh, so you're able just to see more content on those three platforms.
Okay, young boy, you got anything for him?
Yeah, I just want to hear what is he has to say. Quick, real nugget to aspiring content creator that's maybe he's being pushed away from that. Give him a quick word of inspiration.
Um, I would just say get back into it. Just don't give up. Don't listen to what people have to say, because those are people that are just hurting, and people that
Mm,
wish they were able just to follow their dreams, but never had that guidance and really never had that passion. So I would just say just follow your dreams. Don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do. If you have a dream, that dream is for you.
mm,
Your
I
dream.
love it. I love that, man. And go all in, man. That's the thing. When you try to do it on your own, you gotta know that you gotta work harder than a person with a regular job. You feel
Oh,
me? Cause you the
definitely.
boss and the employee at the same time.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it,
Especially during
man.
tax season.
Yeah, especially younger black people. I definitely want to encourage them as well, because we definitely need more black content creating, and just more black everything. I mean, you see it starting to develop now. Take black people take ownership of everything, but I want to see more blacks my age doing it as well, though. So I would just
Yeah,
want to them as well, just to keep going, though, man. Don't let nobody stop you guys.
Also,
love it,
man,
man.
we need to tap in again them LLCs so we
Yeah,
can make these legitimate businesses. It's because it's
yeah,
good to have something to say that's yours, but it's not yours until you fully make it 100% yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
on that note, man,
Shout out to
uh,
my guy Larry June, man. I mean Aaron Hightower, man. No.
I look like Larry. That's sweet.
Yeah. Hey.
what we normally do, we hit the comment section, but I've been tagging the comments. So we
Come
gonna
on.
hit Ariel. Ariel said, even if
Come
you
on.
think you know what you want at 18, you may still end up changing a year or two later, which is okay, but it looks down upon
Come on. It's gonna
at
switch up.
18. And that's
Yeah.
that's and that's cool.
That's a great
Uh,
point. That's a great point. I thought I knew at 18 I'm doing something totally different than what I had planned at 18. Totally different. So yeah, that's a great point.
Danny been with us for a minute too. Danny said,
What
"Yep,
up,
other
Danny?
persons give their kids time." She said also, "Yep, it's very difficult to create when you're stressed out. Definitely." And she also said, "I kind of missed over. Bert and Ernie ain't fooling nobody. I dug it, and I felt the same way. Something going on with them, but I'm not. I'm not touching them. I'm not touching it. I'm not putting no controversy out there in the puppet land. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, man, you got anything else before we roll? Are you plugging Malachi?
Um, no, I'm just we got the monologue slam on the 13th.
Okay,
Monologue
cool.
slam on the 13th, man. I'm hosting it. The winner get 500 hundos. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time, man. It's a great networking event. There's gonna be a lot of producers, content creators. Uh, the film industry is gonna be there real heavy. So I definitely would suggest coming out, come network, come enjoy yourself, and also enjoy the competition. I'm gonna be hosting it, so you already know what I'm bringing. You feel me? So And then the people working their monologues, everybody tight. So it's gonna be a great time, man. Y'all definitely tap in with me on the 13th, Monday the 13th. We in that boy.
All right, that's it for us, man. You know what it do, man. We here every Friday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mask off. This is episode 137. Episode 137, not 136, young boy.
Man, you do this every week, OG. You do this every week, man.
I got facts, not fiction. I got facts. But
Man,
on that note, we about to break up out of here. Talk to him, Mally.
Hey, it's Black history, man. His story is our story. Feel me? Our story, not his.